Alrighty, welcome back. It's raining outside, so we can't do any more to the 35. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be inside, and I figure if I don't get the truck to haul the race car done, well then I can't haul the race car. But it's outside in the rain, and that's okay with me. It's been out there for a year or two now, so that does not matter. I have just got some fiberglass. I found some. We're going to make this video on fiberglass and the seams and how I do it. It's all sandblasted. I really should get at it before it turns color again, because yes, it will. If there's moisture in the air right now when it's raining outdoors, but there's no real moisture in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get my fiberglass put on my seams, or some of my seams that are ready, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. I've only got a little bit of fiberglass left, but that's okay. I'm not going to use a great big deal that amount. I want to thank Bob for the sign. Thanks, Bob. I'll hang that up in the he/she room. Thanks, Bob. And I want to thank Dave Black. I think it was his daughter and I'm not sure which one was related. But anyways, they're both related because I think they were married. But I want to thank Dave Black from Ontario for sending me some Pepsi gear. He sent me some real old-time Pepsi hats. It was pretty cool. And this is his car. Not a bad car either, eh? Beautiful. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that. Appreciate the thought. Alrighty, I'm going to put some fiberglass on this, and I'm going to show you how I do it. I've just gone over and knocked off couple pieces of weld that I seen. Knocked off anything I didn't like, and everything seems to be looking okay. Looks okay. No, it looks fabulous. Just like Jolene, fabulous. Jolene looks amazing today. It's raining very hard here today. Also, when the camera shut off, I continued on. You can come over and take a look, baby. I continued on with the 35 Ford chop. I put a drip rail on it with a piece of round rod, and I put a little piece in the roof where I sliced it. If you want to watch that, Jolene puts that on Facebook, them small things. There's not much sense of putting a small video on YouTube for everybody to get whatever to watch. But if you want to go to Facebook, you can go watch it. Jolene can show you. You want me to show you on the computer? Jolene wants to show you how you can go on Facebook and watch more stuff if you like. If you like. And then we'll get to mixing some fiberglass and putting it on. Yeah, that's making the drip rail molding. You can watch that on Facebook if you like. But right now I'm going to put some fiberglass on the truck, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. We've got it welded up. Like every weld, generally every weld, I try to put on the fiberglass mini filler. This stuff. Mini fiber, so it's a fiberglass reinforced body filler. It's quite dense. It gets dense. So if you want to look in the bucket, there's the bucket right there. I'm going to dig some out, and I'm going to show you how I do it. It's hard to spread. It is. I use this stuff, poly. Get it from my Napa know-how store. And I'm just going to mix a little with it to make it come back alive. And what I mean come back alive is to make it flow. Where did I put that at now? Where's my squeegee at? Where did I put my squeegee at? Come on, Chatty. See it anywhere, baby? Should be in this thing. Right there. Blind. Not really, but I just lost it for a second, that's all. Mix that together. Good job, Jolene. Good eye. You see how that's right thin, eh? See how that's right runny? And what I'm going to do, I was always taught, or not always taught, but I always used to put it on really like that, really dense, try to get it on there and put it on there, and then you come over and take a grinder and try to grind it off. I try not to do that a whole bunch, and the reason being is, I don't do that a whole bunch, is because I don't want to really grind much of the fiberglass off at all. I want it to cover the seam. I'd like to see it stay there, most of it. Not all of it. Let's face it, it's filler, just like your filler is. But what I like to do is try to thin it out a little bit. And you'll see when I put this on, the difference if you do not thin it out. You'll see the difference. And I generally like to make small little batches of this, but try to do it as quick as possible. And that's basically it. It's nice to put it on and then flatten it out. And I just basically want that to cover that seam the best I can. Without taking any of it off. Basically what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. There's small bits of welding left to do on it, and I'll do that sometime just to change the pace of what I'm doing right now. Sometimes you do a bunch of stuff to something and it gets what's it get? Overwhelming sometimes. How much got to be done? What you say, sweetheart? Yeah, it's monotonous. Yeah, exactly. I'd like to leave that all on there. And when I put my body fill on, I don't want to take any of that off. I just want to cover the seams with it. That's all I want to do. Now, get that thing cleaned off and get back at it and get it going again. And I put it on. This is the metal that's coming down over. That's an 18 gauge grounded off flush, but I put it on this side of the weld because I'm trying to make this surface here the height of that surface. It's not bad stuff. That's pre-mixed, I can tell. That stuff there is pre-mixed. And what I mean by pre-mixed is I'd probably put some back in the trying to make it all the texture the same. Ugh. This is when the fingers get dirty. They do. I know a lot of people like to put gloves on. I just kind of, I don't know what to say. When you get into it like I do, you don't think about gloves. I put my fingers in it all the time. I'm probably doing it all wrong, but I get her done. More than one way to skin a cat in there, baby. Huh? More than one way to skin a cat. Put it on, then I'll play with it after. Nothing should go wrong up here, basically anyways, is what I'm thinking. And the reason being is, it's way up here on the quarter panel. Nothing's going to get at it, get underneath of it to do anything to it. But, like Jolene says, you tell them that you fiberglass the seams, fiberglass the seams. So that's what I'm doing. Right, baby? Alrighty. Just want to make sure I get the seams that are ready. If something has to be done, I'd like to do it. Basically trying to get this stuff on smooth so I do not have to grind it. That's what I'm trying to do. Get it on smooth enough that I don't have to grind it or sand it. That's what I'm doing. I can get the sanding part after I get some filler on top of it. If it hits it, then I know how close I am to the metal. Alrighty. The whole truck will have to be covered. The whole truck will have to be covered. And the reason being is to make it look right. To make it look right. I cannot just body fill the seams. It cannot happen. It can, but it probably won't look its best. You see how thick that is? And we'll just go back to thinning it out again. It also, I find, it allows, the resin allows the fiberglass to cure a little bit slower. So it's, you know, you have a little more time to breathe to apply it. I'm going to get a little bit more. Got a lot of stuff there. Mix it up, I guess, first. If I had hardener on my blade, you would not want to do that. You wouldn't want to do that. But I'm just grabbing some more out so I get it to the right texture I want. And also, we went around the truck, me and Jolene, and I was, you know, getting her to touch it just to try something out. But as you try to touch the truck, it feels like a cat's tongue because of the sandblast marks where the sand has hit it. I would hope, or I'm hoping, that would be the best adhesion that you could ever possibly wish for is like a cat's tongue, the metal. It's really coarse. Blew it all off. Yes, I've heard different ways of sandblasting it. Yes, you can. You can do, I don't know, it's called, I've heard tell of soda blasting. I've heard tell of walnuts. But here I sandblast and it works. It has worked for me. But I find that once you put the grinder on that, you really smooth it off. It's almost like it polishes right. I took a couple pieces of metal off there. It almost like it polished the truck back up so it wasn't as coarse as it was when it sandblasted. Well, it's not. It feels right now, it feels like a cat's tongue. And if you know what a cat's tongue feels like, it's coarse. And I'm thinking that would be a good thing. That would be a good thing for filler to stick to. A cat's tongue. Oh, Nap is here. That's all right, Fina. That's Napa. We need that stuff. How you doing today? Great. Good. No, doing fantastic. Jolene woke up with a big old smile on her face, and her hair was in a different style. And I said, "Baby, you look good." It's funny how she woke up this morning, and I seen that she was in a good mood, and I lit right up just like a sunshine. Thank you. Appreciate it. See ya. That was good. Had to order some filler, to put on the truck. Yes, I did. There's 2 seams there. I might as well get them both at once. That's what I'm thinking. Also, when it comes time to lost my train of thought. Just trying to get this last little bit on. I use any method possible to get done what I need to get done on the filling part. This part here is a lot of work. This part here is a lot of work. But clean this off. It can most certainly be a mess. You have to sort of be ready for this. It requires cleaning the paddle every time. And it's sticky stuff. Sticky stuff. Do it again. Just continue on. Basically, what's going on. Still have to weld that little hole up. I'm going to have to do that. That's fine. I have to weld that up too. I know a lot of people have been asking about that, but just, I don't know, just didn't feel like it, I guess. I only do things that my brain tells me to do, generally, and my brain was nowhere near that. Not yet, anyways, not yet. Oh, I didn't. Messed my thing up. Do you see that talking? We're going to do her all together then. That's the way it's going to go roll on that one. Because I want the Still going to mix her all the way through. There's no lumps. We don't want no lumps at all. It's every time you clean the board, when you clean your paddle, if you get lumps in it, it's just a headache, eh? It's almost like the drywaller at your house. He's starting to run a big swath of filler down your seam and gets dirt in it. It's just you have to do it again. And that's basically what happens. I think I'm fine for this seam. I'm going on the top side because that's pretty level anyways. And the reason being, we did the step back thing there where we stepped the metal back on the door, and then we cut the door skin off, and some lead there. I'm just going to leave it. Seems to be fine. It's not hurting nobody, not hurting me. I'll give her a swipe. Just want enough on it to cover it. That's all I want. Just crisscrossing it there, trying to get it on the right side of the weld. And what I mean by right side of the weld is whatever's the lowest. Because that needs help, right? That's why we're putting filler on. Just kind of feathering it off. Pinhole there. I guess what the fiberglass filler is for. If you ever welded up a gas tank, you know, if you ever welded up a gas tank, you know that you got to check it for pinholes, because if you do not, even though the weld looks perfect, I know and everybody else should know when you weld up a gas tank, you should check it, because you cannot tell if there's a pinhole. You cannot tell. Generally, you cannot tell. As we've welded this truck from head to toe, we've checked for pinholes when we could, and what I mean by that is I call it X-raying. You shove a light up to it, and then you see if you can see through the light or see through the other side, like we did on the hood the other time. You can see the light coming through, so you go on the other side and you fix it, or try to fix it. Yes, you do. But on this truck here, you can't see everything where we welded, if there's any pinholes and that sort of stuff. So basically, what I'm trying to do is this filler, is a fiberglass filler, is I'm trying to make sure that nothing pops out. That's basically it. And right there where that seam is, I would not want any more fiberglass than that anyways. I don't know how you would put the fiberglass in that if you did not thin it out. Don't know how you do it. You'd have something that you'd have to grind out before you filled it, and then you would wonder why you ground it all out after you just put it in there. We have a farmer's field next to us, and we have the Mexican culture here to tend to the fields, or that give him a hand, and they are out working in this rain just as hard as they would work in the sunshine, probably harder than they would work in the sunshine, and it's quite impressive. I don't know any of the people that are out there working, but I sure do have a lot of respect for them. I sure do. Seen that this morning, didn't we, baby? I sure have a lot of respect for them. You know, they're working hard. Let's face it, there's other hard jobs too that you work in the rain. Yes, there is, but they're giving her. Yeah, this is the point where I have to get the body seams covered in fiberglass and then get the whole body covered in filler. We will flood the whole truck. Got a lot of work to do up on the roof there yet. Got a lot of work to do up there. See what happens as we go. We'll get it on, and then we'll spread it out. I got some work to do down to that quarter pan. I got to weld up that hole. So I'll try to end it closely by. Thank everybody for all the comments and good wishes and good wills, all the gifts. I want to thank everybody again. The grinder disc really came in handy. Chopping that 35 forward, appreciate it. Use them right up. You know, use them right up. And what I mean by use them is go to work and use them. Not waste them, but use them. There's a certain time when this fiberglass goes hard on you, and you got to get away from it, or it'll look even worse than you really hope. Anything I have left that's for finger dabbing, that's when I go back to this. I wouldn't want to start here, and I'll tell you why. Because your filler would go hard on you before you got it done. But when you end, when you got a little bit left, it's where you put it. I should have my knee pads on. Quicker I do this, quicker I get it cleaned off, the quicker and the faster I get it done. I've got to straighten the quarter panel out on the back here. It's bent right here. In the winter time it filled up with snow and it went down and it bent the quarter panel. Hard to believe, I know, but it did. It sunk her that far down and it bent the quarter panel. So now I got to straighten it and make it fix it again and straighten her out and put a brace from it. I think that's what I want to do. I want to put a brace from it. You can see how the fiberglass is right chewy looking. I wouldn't suggest chewing it, but it looks chewy. It was nice to, in the last couple days, as we're running or as we're doing this YouTube and Facebook thing, sometimes, we don't know. Sometimes we don't know where to go next, or I don't know where to go next. That's what it is. I don't know where to go next. And when I asked Jolene if I'm allowed to chop something or start something else, it's like, go for it. Do whatever you want to do. So I feel it feels amazing that she's able to do that for me, even though, I guess the traditional way is to start something and finish it. Well, if you haven't guessed yet, I'm not too traditional. And Jolene is telling me that it doesn't matter what I want to do, long as do what makes you happy. And what can I say? What's that? Maybe not. Good girl. I didn't put hard in her. She caught me, boys. Oh, that would have been bad. Ooh, that would have been bad. Nope, that's good. What was I trying to get at? Trust. I guess trust and letting somebody be them shows more love than telling someone you love them. Trust shows more love than love. It does. You can tell someone you love them 100 times. Awesome. Show that you trust them. Then they will know that you love them. Isn't that right, baby? So that's how I feel every time she says, you do whatever you want, make you happy. You know what? She trusts my judgment, and I love her so much for it. Or she puts up with it. One or the other. Who knows? But it's all the same. I feel love from it, is what I'm telling you. I feel loved, baby. I feel loved. That's a nice texture right there. That runs in very nice. Ooh, I love it. And the goal is try to get it as, I guess, thin as possible so I don't have to grind any of it off. And it covers the weld. That's what I'm looking for. Ooh, that looks good. Where do I want to keep going? I can't go by that lock because you know what happened. I didn't weld it up yet. That guy that didn't weld it up. Look at that. Do you need to tell there's a weld seam there? Couldn't? Yeah, I do. Rest is for my fingers. Excuse me, sweetheart. Trying to get over that. Get out of that, Chad. There's a point sometimes, and I might have went past that point with that, but it's okay. Everything seems to be going okay. Faster get it wiped off, faster get some more on. Gotta stop and do a few things, weld that up. Basically just looking it over, getting a plan for the next bunch of fiberglass filler. Bum, 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 bum. I'm just going to mix up a little bit and try to get down that seam down the back. Nope, don't want that first. Now, as I look at the hood, I sprayed the hinges to get the hinge rod out. You can see where I sprayed it with the crown, how it's come right through a pinhole, or it's come right through the metal. And you can see how that soaked through the metal. So I got to clean that back up. You can see how it's clean on this side. We got a bunch of, looks like probably a few pinholes in there, but I didn't mind it because we're up on the side of the hood, so it is what it is. But you can see how that come out. Tells you something, don't it? You know what it tells me? You can see it around the lock in there. You see that? It tells me is that it has legs. That's what it tells me. It creeps places and it soaks into the metal, obviously. You can see it. I use crown protectant. And you can tell where it's gone in there. And what I'll do when this truck is, I'm getting close to completion, I will make sure that everything on the truck, on the inside, has a protection of some sort. That's, we just welded this truck all up. Yes, we did. So there has to be a protection, it should be a protection on the inside. You have to remember, when you weld something up, people say, well, you're welding on top of rust. Well, that's exactly what, when you weld it, that's what it makes it do. It makes it rust. So you must know that you have to go back in there and put something on it. Instead of spending a bunch of money on a product that I'm not sure that, like a paint product, I'd rather an undercoating product. That's basically what I'm trying to say. There's different products for different things, but on the inside of the vehicle, I really feel it's undercoating product, not paint. Paint helps, sure it does. But paint doesn't crawl, if you know what I'm trying to tell you. So if you paint in there, where you sandblast it, you've missed some stuff probably. Oh, the old undercoating, that little trick that it has, it creeps and crawls and goes on, and I'm thinking that's what you'd want on the inside. Better get at this real quickly. I'm gonna put my finger in it just to knock it off. Do. Got my left hand going here. That's crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. See what I can get. Wipe my thumb off. Just a little bit more on here. Now that you see the fiberglass on there, it's really quite something to see how many places has been repaired or fixed. Yeah. I can put some on the door. Yes, I can. Put some up there. Wow. A little on back there. There's the stuff right there, just the fiberglass resin. And I just mix with it to give it a different texture, just a smoother texture, I guess, a thinning texture. I don't know if you can picture it or not, but that resin is some sticky. Isn't it, baby? It's sticky. Ooh, it's sticky. There's still some fabrication I have to do on this truck. Yes, there is, but I am changing gears and going forward with the filler. Start to fill it, and the reason being is it needs to be done. It's a change of pace with everything else, all the customizing or all the welding and fabricating we've done. It's a change of pace to me get onto this filler. Just wanted to step back for a couple days and take a look at it. I guess my dream got a little bit bigger as I looked at it. I seen the truck, and then I seen a bike on the back of it, and then I seen it pulling a race car, and it's like, my dream just got a little bit bigger. And like I always say, it's my dream, and I'll make it as big as I want to. Isn't that right, baby? As big as I want to. And it sure does feel nice when my baby says, go for it, do whatever you want, whatever makes you happy. Thank you very much. Now, you can picture if there's any pinholes in this door at all. It may look like some, but it may not even be a pinhole. But as you see that undercoating up there. What's it going to do in behind it? It's going to undercoat it. It's going to help it. It's what it's going to do. I'm going to leave that just because it's hard to get at this time. And I'll get it next time when I do the top. Right, little seam right there. I'll get it next time. And that's basically the way you want to try things. Just like a drywaller. They do one side of the corner and they leave. Well, basically I want to do the exact same thing. If there's filler at one side, I want to do the exact same thing. I'll fill a little bit and then I'll leave. Oh, there's a piece we don't want. That's that stuff we don't like. I'm going to trying to get it on as smooth as possible. Sometimes that's difficult. I got some finger dabbing stuff here. Alrighty. We'll call her Patches. Patches. We're going to give her a hat or shirt today? Ooh, we're going to give a hat or shirt away today. Last couple of days been hard outside. There's no internet. Outside, out back. Yeah. I'm going to clean this out, put one more on, then we'll do it. Cool. Because that way there it's cleaned out. And also, when that's dry at the bottom like that, you think that's done. Well, no. No. Dig her out and add a little resin to it, and we'll call her good as gold. I have a few spots that I want to play with, getting some dents out. I have a few spots I want to play with, but the spots I want to play with there, I'm not going to put the filler on those because it would just be a mistake. I'm going to beat on it. I'm not beat on it, but push on it, pry on it, see what I can do. There's a few of those in the car that I'm going to try to fix. You can see how I just keep mixing that up, and that'll bring that back around again. It's got a few little chunks in it, yes it does. I'll go down the bottom with this one. My finger's sticking to it. Sticking to it. Hopefully I can bend this a little bit. That thing is just as hard as a rock. No bending that squeegee. No bending that squeegee. There we go. A bit of finger daubing. Nothing better than do this on a rainy day. Turn the music on, just keep plugging away, and keep dreaming is all I'm going to do. Just keep plugging away and keep dreaming. You can see how, no, I just put that on there like that. But that's how I do my fiberglassing before I put the filler on it. When I put the filler on, I guess I'm going to show you that too, obviously. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll put some filler on it. What I'll try to do is maybe get this side ready to rock and roll some fiberglass, and I got to do a little bit of grinding left to do there, and then I can show you how I would put fill on it. It's going to be right from, you'll see, come back tomorrow. Let's give away a hat or shirt. Yeah, there's a good many seams in there. Oh, we got somebody at the door. You're going to have to wait for a minute. Julie, you want to come do this? Yeah. We're going to give away a hat or shirt. Hope it works without opening the door, because the dog's going to run out and they're going to bark, and then it's going to just be a big mess. We're hoping. Oh, she's working. She's working. 546 comments. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the kind messages, you know. Martin McMartin. Is that right? Martin McMartin. Chad, you don't look a day over 50. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I like it. Thank you for the birthday wish and all that stuff. Thank you very much. You get a hat or a shirt of your choice. Appreciate you for watching. And you're only as old as you think you are.